It's not the first time in either China or Australia that relationships have been cemented over a meal. As well as being a pleasant business ritual, it's also a smart one. And no one knows that better than Tony Zhang.
Tony, thanks for joining the program. Can I cut to the chase?
Yes.
How many meals have done deals that have led to millions of dollars worth of business in this place?
Oh, I would say hundreds.
Hundreds?
The philosophy behind these Chinese banquets is really you will be more relaxed, show your personalities,
yes,
so people can figure out whether these people are your potential partners you're comfortable to work with.
I suppose in part you're working out whether the person across you is the person you want to do business with.
Exactly. It is very important to get those relationships right because in China we often say you make friends, you build a relationship before you do the business.
Born in China with an MBA completed in the USA, Tony now calls Australia home. Initially America beckoned, but 25 years ago while working in Boston, he struggled to get a green card. That's when some Aussie mates said, "Tony, come down under."
And they said, "Tony, why don't you come here?" I said, why not?
So Australia's gain was America's loss.
I think so.
Was it a good decision for you?
Oh, I think that's probably my best decision made in my life, coming to Australia. Yes. When I first come to Australia, the blue skies, beautiful white beaches, but also I was most impressed was the Australian people. They were so friendly.
Including our bed bugs? I'm told when you arrived,
yes,
you had a very unpleasant experience.
That's the first night I stayed at a hotel in Sydney, not far away from here. I was bitten by a bug, and I was a bit horrified. But that's the only unpleasant experience, actually. But afterwards, I ended up working for the Austrade, the federal government agency. As a person not born in Australia, end up working for the federal government.
Yes.
Furthermore, I was posted to the Australian embassy in Beijing as a trade commissioner.
Do you find that unusual? Do you think that would happen in other countries?
I don't think so. I don't think that will happen in the US or in Europe or in any other countries. But I think that also shows how Australia embraced this multicultural concept.
Yeah.
Anyone coming from anywhere can have the opportunity to do the best thing they can do for the country, for their own personal life, I think.
As a trade advisor to business leaders and multiple New South Wales premiers, Tony has been a privileged participant in the explosion in trade between China and Australia. Stay tuned for a very big number.
The bilateral trade between Australia and China accounts for about 26% of Australian total trade.
Wow.
So that means 1/4 of Australian trade is with China.
That is a huge number.
Yeah.
It would not have been possible without the vision and courage of former Australian Prime Minister John Howard. In 2005, he began the process that led 10 years later to the China-Australia Free Trade Agreement.
To commence negotiations for a free trade agreement.
Mr. Howard, thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
What were the benefits that you saw for Australia of having a relationship like the one that was negotiated with the Free Trade Agreement?
What we did by pursuing the Free Trade Agreement with China was to make sure that the opportunity of opening up this trade with the potentially largest economy, or certainly by then the second largest economy in the world, was not lost.
Free trade agreement is the most important factor, I think, for the growth between the bilateral trade.
You didn't hesitate there.
Of course not. Because,
why do you say it's the most important factor?
I'll give you some numbers just to show how important it is. The negotiation of FTA started in 2005. At that time, the bilateral trade was only 37 billion Australian dollars. It took 10 years for the negotiation. By the time of 2015, the bilateral trade became 150 billion. But then today, the bilateral trade is $325 billion.
Yeah.
So that's doubled.
In Australia, we have learnt over a long period of time that free trade means jobs.
For another Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, the beauty of the free trade agreement is that it is of mutual benefit to both countries, charity to neither. That's the reality, or to put it another way, the real politic.
Trade is a two-way street. I mean, China does not buy our iron ore because they like, Australian koalas or something like that. They buy it because it's good, it's good quality, it's high, the grades are good, and it's competitive with alternatives. Terrific. And that applies to everything else. So, surely we're just better off acknowledging that trade is a partnership. I mean, no one's doing us a favour. We're not in receipt of Chinese aid. No one's giving us things. It is a trading partnership.
So tell me, what is the temperature like at the moment? Because there have been some rocky periods recently.
Yes.
Is the temperature warming up?
Yeah. Oh, that's for sure. I think after the pandemic, our Prime Minister, Albanese, has visited China twice. That has helped a lot for the bilateral relations.
I note your comments in your opening remarks about seeking common ground while sharing differences. That approach has indeed produced very positive benefits for both Australia and for China.
How much of a help has it been?
From the Chinese perspective, Chinese business perspective, the top leaders meet and talk.
Trade is now flowing freely to the benefit of both countries and to people and businesses on both sides.
也达成了这个共识，在双方共同努力下呢，中澳关系走出低谷，实现转换，给两国人民带来实实在在的益处。
Australia and China, the economy, they are complementary. I'm a optimistic person, right? I think the future is bright, and I hope your program will be a great success, and you will interview more people who have witnessed the FTA over the 10 years.
It's very kind of you, and it's been an honour to have you. Tony, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.